Hell yeah.
So what's up, my nigga? You got some interesting shit for us or what?
Man, hell yeah, bro. I've been reading some crazy shit about 3 UFO battles that happened within 100 years, within 500 miles. This shit happened over 461 years ago.
What, nigga?
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, I gotta hear more about that, fam.
All right, bro.
You said over 400 years ago
461 years ago.
from this day.
From this day, yeah, 2025. This shit happened in 1561. The second one happened 5 years later, 1566, and the next one happened in 1665, which is 99 years after that.
Okay.
And this is all within a radius, like a area.
Yes.
And it covers Germany and Switzerland.
All right.
Yeah, some crazy shit right there.
Basically, yeah, in the same area, like you said.
Yeah, but it's all within 500 miles. And believe it or not, the first one, the one that happened 5 years later after that one, it's only 200 miles away. So this area had something going on.
Right there.
Yeah, something's going on around that time.
And
So,
these were UFO battles?
battles. It sounds crazy as fuck. I understand.
Okay, so
Mhm.
when we saying UFO battles, what causes us, or what would make us think they were UFO battles?
So basically, look, not only was it a battle, it's actually the first ever recorded UFO mass sighting.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So, but what would make it classified as a battle?
was the weapons they were using, or
The weapons they were using, they were blowing up. They're crashing onto the ground. They were catching fire in midair and just hitting the ground, exploding.
and this was what?
And this was in 1561.
How many years ago?
That's 461 years ago.
Oh shit!
That's a long time ago. And this is a time where fucking UFOs and aliens weren't even a thing. You know what I'm saying? So that,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Well, it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise because war's been going on Earth
Even before that.
way before that shit.
Yeah.
And you know, we could go deeper in that type of topic.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting.
But yeah, look, so look, let's get into it. There's 3 of them, right? Because there's 3 cases within 100 years. But the first one happened in Nuremberg, Germany. This is actually the first ever UFO mass sighting. And anything before that, I'm having a hard time finding. But so basically, this happened in Nuremberg, Germany. This happened April 14th, 1561. So basically, people were just chilling, right? Because this happened, in Nuremberg, just a village. People living.
Day.
Yeah, they're probably just plowing their farm, feeding their, just an average ass day. Nothing special to it. Out of nowhere, the fucking the sun, two, I want to say like not half moons but quarter moons, basically, were get in front of the sun. Look, I even have a picture of it. It's this right here. So this shit pops up first.
What?
Yeah, and it's basically just two quarter moons on its side, and
Strange ass object.
some strange ass object, right? And these are fucking people from
They're in Germany.
from 1561, right?
Witness this shit.
Yeah, they're witnessing that shit. And first of all, they're already fucking like, what the fuck is going on, right? And then a couple minutes later, these motherfuckers start popping up.
What?
Fucking spheres and crosses.
Backup. These niggas done got some backup.
Yeah.
Y'all see that shit?
Yeah. Either way, I'll put a picture.
All these damn that's big.
Yeah.
And this happened in Germany.
In Nuremberg, Germany, in 1561.
1561.
So basically, these
Where was Hitler's ass at?
Hitler or what?
Hitler's ass.
Oh, that fool wasn't even born at that time.
Oh no, shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he came after this.
Oh yeah, way after. But yeah, so basically these fears started popping up and these crosses, and they were the color of rust, you know, like red,
Yeah.
you know, and the other ones were black. And then, you know, these crosses started showing up too. But some crosses were by themselves, as you can see right here, but some of them were connected to other spheres, right?
Okay.
So, and then after that, a couple minutes later, these motherfuckers started showing up.
What?
These stripes, I forgot to mention it's on this one. These stripes started popping up out of nowhere. You see them? You see what I'm saying? And these stripes were thin on one end, right? And then after that, after a couple minutes, these like cannon things started to come out. You see them? And within these like tubes or whatever that started coming out, more spheres started to coming out of them. But at the time, they thought these were cannons shooting them out. But you know, I believed it was a mothership.
But at the time, they shouldn't even have shit in the sky.
No, hell no. Fuck no.
So that's why this shit was fucking.
That's why it doesn't fucking add up, right? And yeah, so these fucking spheres started coming out of the fucking out of these tubes, and they thought they were cannons because it looked like, you know, they were shooting them out, but really they were coming out and just fucking hovering, right?
I didn't know what the fuck they were.
Yeah, they didn't know what the fuck they were looking at, but then also this fucking arrow showed up. This and it was pointing to the west, and they're just like, "What the fuck is this thing?" But in total, this was the battle right here. That was the first. That is the battle of Nuremberg, Germany.
And where do we get this story from, bro?
So basically, what happened was this was a story written well, of the incident. I can't remember the author's name, but basically he wrote what the villagers saw that day. You know, this was a mass sighting. You know,
and this was not too long ago.
It was 461 years ago. That's 1561.
That's not very long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Considering other dates that you get from ancient.
Oh yeah, you're talking about thousands of years ago.
Ancient texts and shit like that,
right?
So this was some recent shit that was going on. Is what I'm trying to say.
So yeah. Oh yeah, it's recent compared to I know what you're saying.
The story of it is very similar to shit that has been talked about.
Oh hell yeah, bro. You know? Yeah, bro. This is just another one of those. You know.
No, that is very interesting.
They had a battle, but look here at the bottom though. Because basically, from what I understood, they were crashing into each other, getting real close to each other, and then backing off, and they were like kind of shooting things at them. But
it was basically a fucking.
It was like
a
sky fight.
Battle type of shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck you call it?
I don't know, but you could only imagine. Well, in military terms, it's a dogfight. You know, just ships or planes fighting.
Yeah.
You know, but imagine the people, right?
Back then,
they don't know what the fuck they're looking at. They're just like, what the fuck? And, you know, when these ships were colliding, you know, and, you know, doing what they're doing, they were catching fire in the sky. And they're just, boom, falling straight to the ground, blowing up, causing mass destruction. That's some crazy shit, right?
Hey, you got me on this shit.
Why?
Because I know about battles, ancient battles, but I never heard about this one, my nigga.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one.
I and this got to do with what, Russians and shit.
Nah, Germans.
German,
Well, the race that was battling, who knows, right? Who knows what that was?
Nigga.
But the crazy part is, we're talking about a time, bro, where
There shouldn't be none of that shit.
no, this shouldn't be going on, and it's to the point where they're not even calling them UFOs.
They trying to hide and shit.
Bro, you won't believe what these people think that battle represented. Just take a guess. You know what I'm saying? So they saw the battle, and they themselves believed that that something caused it, or the reason it happened was for them to receive a message. But what do you think that is?
Some bullshit.
They think this battle was supposedly so they can repent. So basically, it's God sending these things so they can repent for, and kind of, tighten up.
Oh, yeah.
But isn't that just the most average ass answer?
Some fucking bullshit.
You got to think about it, bro. That's the only thing I could come to the conclusion.
Well, nigga, fuck. That makes sense.
It does, bro.
It makes sense.
And these things were fighting for an hour.
This is very interesting, though. Because I never knew about this one.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know about this one. But when you look back and you start reading into ancient texts and tablets and shit like that, you'll find out that there was a war that went down here on Earth, and not just here on Earth, but also on fucking Mars.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Some shit was going on at that time.
Hell yeah.
Look, and the crazy part about them is they thought that those were the end times. I mean, I put myself in their shoes, right? What else can they come up with? They don't know. They don't even know what the fuck a UFO is. They don't even know that if there's even occupants in it. They don't know what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But they would. The reason they thought that it was that it was a message from God, so the people can repent, was because in the Bible, and it's actually found in Luke 21:25, it says there will be in the end times there will be signs in the sun, moon, and stars.
Right.
So they're thinking that this fucking war is that, so they're tripping thinking these are the fucking end times. But
fuck it could mean in man, I go on so forever. These fucking battles have been going on for a fucking minute. Let's start over.
Yeah, let's get back to this. So basically, they were, this battle fucking happened, and they were obviously didn't know what the fuck was going on. They thought it was the end times, but years prior, not just on this day, they were having mass sphere, sightings.
They were having all kinds of sightings.
They were having sightings, but they don't know how to describe them. They're just these balls, these spheres flying around, and also they would describe them as a man's hat. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which is like a UFO, and basically they would call them wonder signs. That's their language. That's what they would call them. But look, this right here is what they drew 1 year before that. And this is actually in a book from the same area from Augustus, the Book of Miracles. Do you see this light right here?
What's that look like to you, bro?
I mean,
come on, man.
It's a fucking, to me, it's a UFO.
Don't bullshit me, fam. That's a motherfucking...
That is what they saw, and that's what they, because they couldn't take pictures.
That's a ship
Yeah,
with some motherfucking lights glowing around the
with some lights
motherfucker.
glowing, and they would see this shit all the time before that battle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, bro, like I could just imagine the confusion of these people who were just fucking looking at this battle that they didn't have an explanation to. It's like I can imagine like my dog trying to explain to me what an airplane is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like him like it's just this thing. I don't know. It looked like a lizard in the sky, and then they'll call it a fucking lizard, a flying lizard or some
The
shit.
crazy thing is,
Uh huh.
nigga, is like,
Uh huh.
why the fuck
Uh
are
huh.
we ignoring like this type of information?
The
Like, why are we steady trying to fucking say that
mm-hmm.
a wheel within wheels, or what? Why are we
Mm-hmm.
declining this shit? You know damn well.
And you gotta think about it. This is a time coming from. Why would they lie? You know, it's not like if they're gonna post it on social media to get views or likes.
But
Uh huh.
I mean, look at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It is what the fuck it is, and people are steady, and also like this information here. People steady. Well, not let me not say people, but they steady trying to call this shit myths and all this shit. You know.
Look, here's what trips me out about shit like this, right? Because I understand it's testimony, right? Like it's someone who saw something hundreds of years ago and they just drew it and wrote down what they saw, right? And I understand that's easy to be like, man, you know what? That's it's garbage, Fool's probably on acid or some shit, around a bush that makes them hallucinate. But the way I look at it is testimony, a human like our testimony, right? Can get someone put on death row.
Yeah.
So if you sit there and think if testimony is that powerful, why would we dismiss their testimony from that time? It coming from a time where they don't need to where they don't even need to lie. It's not like if they got social media and they got their UFO fan pages. Nah, they're just seeing what the fuck they're looking at. They don't even have lights and or you know what I'm saying, like LEDs or light bulbs, and here they're drawing something emitting light. You know what I'm saying? So that right there lets me know that these motherfuckers saw this shit. Cause how can you draw something that that you haven't?
I.
Uh huh.
It's hard. It's hard to make some shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Especially in that
How
time.
the fuck you make some shit up like this? and you don't even know you ain't ever heard of nothing like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be easy for us nowadays to
call it bullshit.
be fucking very imaginative or come up with some fucking imaginary shit, because all the movies they got out
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But come on.
It's tough.
You get what I'm trying to say?
But
you can't come up with this shit.
Hell no.
You cannot come up with this shit.
Bro, and there's more to
come
it.
out with a wheel within wheels. Did they even have wheels?
Not a wheel within wheel, though.
I didn't know they had wheels.
Yeah. But look.
And the crazy thing is, around that time, Enoch was upon us.
Yeah.
And Enoch, he's a very interesting subject. And maybe I might wait up on it.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel you.
I'm gonna back this shit up on Enoch.
Yeah, cause I'm pretty sure that's a whole episode right there. Enoch's a lot to take in.
But he could back this shit up right here.
Hell yeah, I bet. But look, all right, look, let
what you got next?
So that happened in 1561, April 14th. 5 years later, though, this happened in Basel, Switzerland. So this happened just 5 years later. and this happened 274 miles away. I was thinking, Switzerland and Germany. I'm over here thinking it's like thousands of miles away. No, this shit's only 274 miles away. I don't know why. I guess that's just how it is, right? There was another one, another battle.
And when was this?
This happened in 1566, 5 years after the Nuremberg
1500s.
in the 1500s. But this one in Basel, Switzerland, happened 5 years after the Nuremberg one, and it's the same thing. But this one, it was just a fight with spheres. It's just spheres fighting, and same color. Some of them were the color was of rust, and the others were black, and they're just beefing. And in both cases, they saw that some of them were grouped up into fours.
Damn.
And they're just same shit fighting, getting set on fire, crashing, exploding, and just burned to shit. But what trips me out is
That's interesting as a motherfucker right there, man.
yeah, and this is
I've never heard about that one right there.
yeah, bro.
I ain't never heard about that.
Yeah, it's some crazy shit.
You know, sparked me up on some new knowledge about that.
But
I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it one bit.
yeah, and but yeah, it's the same shit. They're crashing into each other. They're just fighting like motherfuckers in the sky. They don't know what the fuck's going on, and they're crashing, burning, exploding. And the crazy part is there's nothing that says what happens to the craft after.
Or who won or nothing.
Nothing. But what I didn't say on the first case from the Nuremberg, remember that arrow-looking thing? When that thing showed up, it started to retrieve some of these spheres and it left with them. As in, they're
Okay.
beefing.
Okay.
So this happened 5 years after the first case, but same situation, just 274 miles away. Same fucking story. So now we're gonna jump 99 years later. And this happened, well, this is the battle 99 years later.
From 15 something.
From 1566. And this happened in Stralsund, in Stralsund, Germany in 1665. So this one was a little bit different because this was a battle, in the skies, but they would call it, two ships fighting. 99 years later. And you gotta think about it, you can just imagine the confusion in these people's fucking.
This took place where?
This is in Stralsund, Germany. In what was it, 1665.
Don't a lot of field crops that have been towards that way? Or?
Oh, crop circles?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Crop circles.
Yeah, hell yeah. A lot of them a lot of them go that way, yeah.
Do they is there any like fucking ancient architecture that way? Like
oh man, that
pyramid wise?
I'm not too sure about that. I do have to look into that.
Because when I hear this shit, something is specific about this area right here.
Yeah. This is something
is drawing them towards this way.
Oh, and not only that, I didn't mention this, but the Battle of Stralsund, Germany was actually 400 miles away from the very first battle, Nuremberg, Germany. So 400 miles away, 99 years later, this fucking fight happened.
A fight with who though?
It's just ships fighting. They're fighting. You can imagine how they could explain it. They just say fighting, and then they would crash, they'll burn, but there's never no explanation to what happens to the ships after. They probably thought it was like they probably got around it, got poisoned by radiation, and they called it the devil's metal or something, and buried it or
The
some
devil's
shit.
lettuce.
Some shit, right?
Don't smoke the devil's lettuce.
Right.
But if you need this shit, nigga, nah.
But this shit right here, what trips me out about this battle was it was also explained will within will.
Bro, fuck. Nigga.
That's a whole different subject, right?
It's a whole. Nah, I mean, fuck.
See, but that reminds me of Ezekiel's will. And
Will within will. That's gotta be a common fucking spaceship, my nigga.
yeah, and there's actually video of it. Look, I think I showed you once, but look, I actually downloaded the video. Look, this was seen in 2018. It's a will within wills. It's a UFO.
Eyes all over the place.
Eyes, right?
I think he also speaks about that.
And you gotta think about it. Of course you're gonna call it eyes.
What the fuck they talking about?
Of course you're gonna call it eyes because they didn't have lights at that time. So they can only use to where their mind is limited to, or where it could reach, which is just eyes. It's just eyes, will within wills. And can we blame them? They were so far behind. They didn't know what the fuck this shit was.
They didn't know what the fuck. Nigga.
And here's actually another picture of what they saw. It's all trippy shit.
I done dreamt about this shit right here.
Oh yeah, but look, here's the here's the one about Ezekiel's will.
What you got right here?
So, well, this is basically just explaining Ezekiel's will. Ezekiel 10:16 through 17, allow the spirits to.
Let me see that shit, my nigga.
You know what
I'll tell y'all what the fuck this shit is.
What?
Ezekiel's. This is what the fuck this nigga saw. The meaning of Ezekiel's vision, like the cross, the wheels within wheels, allowed the spirits to immediately go any of 4 directions where they were told to go.
So basically, it's a wheel going, just and here's the picture, right? But the eyes are, I believe they're lights.
Ezekiel 10:16.
Yeah.
The wheels are sturdy and consistent. We can trust in God's providence each in difficult times. That shit crazy, man.
And I feel like the connection. We'll get to basically the conclusion of my conclusion of all of this. It all happened in the same area. 3 battles within 100 years. 2 of them were 5 years apart. I don't know what the fuck they're beefing about. It wasn't territory because they're I don't know what the fuck. Whatever it was, they were beefing hard. But my conclusion is it wasn't land. It's something outside of our comprehension. Maybe someone stepped on someone's toes. Someone slept with someone's baby mama. But it's something. Conclusion. So my conclusion, whatever they were beefing about, it was serious. They were fucking up their ships, burning. Someone fucked someone's baby mama or something, bro. Cause it was a battle, bro. It was a crazy battle.
Well,
Uh-huh.
When you read back on these tablets,
Uh-huh.
you'll find out that these Anunnakis and these beings who came here to Earth, my nigga, they were battling over resources.
Yeah, like gold, huh?
They were battling over people.
Mm-hmm.
They each had their own group of people,
Mm-hmm.
and this is also another thing that trips people out is because when you start reading the Bible, when God talks about he's a jealous God
Mm-hmm.
and you shouldn't worship no other God and shit. What other God? Thought you were the only God,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you start doing more deep research instead of just trying to find your answers in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
you'll find out that there were multiple Anunnaki gods. They called them gods
Mm-hmm.
on this planet. They weren't gods as the creator of the universe,
Mm-hmm.
but we used to, our people would call them gods because they were more smart and had greater technology and shit like that we didn't know what the fuck it was.
No, pussy.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like you was talking earlier about
Yeah.
wheels within wheels and shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, come on, man.
That's just
That was a
advanced
fucking
technology.
spaceship. Let's just be real, fam.
Yeah.
Motherfucking spaceship. I don't give a fuck what the fuck. Come on, man. How you gonna argue with me?
Man, you
The Bible is literally telling you that Ezekiel saw what? Wheels within wheels? And
With eyes.
What was that? Ain't come on, my nigga. Nah, you bullshit. That was a motherfucking spaceship this nigga saw. And you can find real answers if you look for them if you look for the motherfuckers. So what I'm trying to say is our people knew what they were seeing, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And these Anunnakis, we were calling them God, but with a lowercase G,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew this shit.
Mm-hmm.
The Anunnakis that first of all, these Anunnakis had part in creating us,
Uh-huh.
and this is real shit. This is real shit. I'm not making this up.
Mm-hmm.
You could find this information in Sumerian tablets, literally written in stone, clay tablets,
Mm-hmm.
written in stone.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go check the shit out for your damn self.
Mm-hmm.
So it talks about the first man being born,
Mm-hmm.
the first man being born here on earth, my nigga, and we are meant to basically be slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that shit.
What to mine gold?
It's a mind gold for the Gigi.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't want to hear that shit.
No, pussy, no.
They don't, but come on, my nigga. You can't make this shit up. This shit is telling us the real history of how the fuck we came to be. I mean, obviously we ain't being slaves no more because we got a greater potential. But when we were first created,
Mm-hmm.
we were created to take over a task.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Just cheap labor.
Yeah, cheap labor, my nigga.
Yeah.
Go deep and deep with that motherfucking shit, man.
See, that makes me think, like, if I were to go back in time to where this thing happened, right? These battles, all three of them. If I were to go back in time with a flashlight, a cell phone, a radio, just basic shit that we use every day.
I think they would have had that shit.
No, I don't think they would have radios in 15,
Oh, hell
60.
yeah.
Radios?
Hell yeah.
Nah.
Hell yeah, nigga.
You're talking about the villagers?
I'm talking about the what village.
Uh-huh.
Villagers don't build no pyramids.
No, I'm talking about when this happened. The battle,
When they
like these people.
what?
Like if I were to go back in time and meet these people and I got a flashlight, a cell phone, and a radio, and I show it to them, they're gonna think I'm a god.
You're gonna think you a god.
I'm like, hey,
Yes, sir.
this has got technology
Yes, sir.
that is out. You know, he bears the sun in
Uh-huh.
his hands. You know, and it's a flashlight.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna overcomplicate the shit.
That shit's happened over and over again,
Yeah.
and it can continue to happen. Uh, it, like I said, it's been done before.
Uh-huh.
When we were going to war with some other country, my nigga, we used to land on this island, which was this tribe that they were living on, right?
Yeah.
They ain't know nothing about motherfucking beans in a can, all this shit.
Yeah.
They didn't know about airplanes and all this shit.
Uh-huh.
So when they seen the fucking USA,
Uh-huh.
that was our landing spot
Yeah.
from our base between this other fucking country
Where they
we're
were
going to
gonna go.
war with.
Yeah. So they'll stop there,
They used to
chill for
stop
a
there
bit, fuel up, and then head off again.
and they used to take the resources that were there and offer fucking canned foods or whatever the fuck. And these people ain't never saw no shit like this, nigga.
Yeah.
And you look this shit up, it's fucking real, fam.
Yeah.
And this tribe, they started getting USA tatted on them and all that.
Yeah.
They started calling us gods and all this. And history, what I'm trying to say, repeats itself.
Man,
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it repeats itself.
Man, I think I might have seen that. What you're talking about, where the plane lands, because there were the one I saw, they were making a religion out of these planes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would make like the sculpture of the plane in wood,
And wood and
and then where the plane would land, they would leave gifts there,
yeah, and
they would wait.
they would fucking build a whole damn airway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
okay, I've seen that
like
video.
The motherfucking Nazca lines and
Yeah.
and where that shit's located.
Yeah,
at.
I've seen that.
Top of the fucking mountain, chopped in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, they ended up worshiping these planes and the white men as their gods. And yeah,
because they didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly how we were when these Anunnakis came to us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's exactly how the fuck we were.
Yeah.
It tells you this shit in these tablets. And the crazy thing is, you know, a lot of people could be like, well, that's fucking, these people had a crazy imagination. But another thing that trips me out is when Marduk was ruling over the planet Mars. He talks about how there were no palm trees on the beaches there in Mars. He talks about the sand.
Wait, that there was or there wasn't?
There was no palm trees
okay.
on the beaches of Mars. He
Yeah.
talks about the life that was there. He talks about all kinds of shit into detail, and you get this information from Mesopotamian tablets. You
Man,
know?
I've seen that Mars has as well that they know the atmosphere was destroyed and Mars was once habitable. You know what I'm saying?
The scar on it. You know,
The scar. No, I ain't never seen the scar.
they call it a canyon, but yeah, you seen the scar, nigga.
The scar.
It's a
I've seen a lot of
big-ass-
things on Mars.
It's a big ass.
They got a
fucking-
pyramid, the
just-
face,
just great
the
across the face of Mars.
okay. Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
They also got the obelisk on Mars. Man, just recently, and we're talking about on Reddit. They just came out with some more pictures of Mars
Uh-huh.
where they got caves, and they got like as buildings and I'll even put it up on the on the podcast. But there was a remote viewer. His name's Joe McMonagle. Are you familiar with remote viewing?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's basically you can view something basically with your consciousness or your soul or whatever they want to call it. But one time they told him to remote view Mars 1 million years ago.
Uh-huh.
So they gave him the coordinates, they gave him the time and everything. He didn't know what he was going to be looking at. He just knows he has to look at this place, right? So he remote viewed it, and he said that there was tall beings there, like very tall beings
Mars.
on Mars, and this happened 1 million years ago. This Joe McMonagle talks about it a lot in his episodes. Like he has helped the CIA with a whole bunch of shit. He's done found missing children. Like he's a very credited guy, And he talks about remote viewing Mars 1 million years ago, and there was tall beings. But when he was remote viewing the beings knew they were being watched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me that doesn't make sense because, how can two different times connect for them to know that they're being watched? But then they always say that there is no time. There is no...
But then again,
Mm-hmm.
when he talks about tall beings,
Uh-huh.
You gotta understand that gravity is less on Mars.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So people would grow to be taller, if we did live there.
That doesn't make that does make sense because here we're being weighed down. You know what I'm saying? We're being weighed the fuck
Be
down.
motherfucking tall and skinny and all that shit. So
yeah, there's no resistance,
So that makes sense, but
Uh-huh.
I have no doubt to think that man, just from all the shit that I've fucking studied and learned about, yeah, of course Mars had life on it. It might even have life on it right damn now.
There's stories on it. Yeah.
You can't make shit up. You cannot make shit up. Man.
Yeah.
You got cultures and civilizations here that don't have access to telescopes and they talk about planets that you can't see with the human eye.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much evidence to back up all this shit.
Oh man, dude, we gotta do an episode on that because there's tribes.
Yeah.
There's tribes, and we're talking about primitive tribes, like who fucking eat fish out the water, don't drink muddy water. Just,
and they got
and they talk about sky people.
Yeah.
And then they have the constellations drawn on their wall. And these are constellations that you can't see.
You can't see with the human
eye. And not only that, you'll struggle finding with the telescope. But that's a whole nother episode, bro. Now we gotta save that one though.
It ties in, my nigga.
But
it fucking ties
but yeah, it all that does tie in, bro. But
just
do
your research, man. Do your research. We out here trying to teach.
Mm-hmm.
We out here trying to teach, but the shit we teaching, don't get us wrong. You can go find the same answers we telling you for your damn self. But we ain't trying to force nobody to believe any damn thing. We trying to open eyes, open eyes, power kids.
Like what I'm saying, of all these battles that happen, that is just what was wrote down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not adding nothing to it. I'm not saying anything less. It's just it's what they saw. It's what they wrote down. It's what they drew, and
that shit was recent.
Yeah, and they're just trying to pass it on to us.
That shit was recent too.
461 years ago, I believe. Yeah.
Recent as a motherfucker.
Shit. I can't imagine being put in that fucking situation, but But yeah, Mars has its own crazy story going on,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Reddit just uploaded a lot of pictures of the surface of Mars that we haven't seen.
Mars. Oh yeah.
I didn't know Mars had it. I mean, of course it makes sense, right? But they have coordinates. I don't know how the fuck they mapped that out, right? Because I don't know, but you know, there's coordinates on Mars, and you can actually look them up. But there's some that just got released of like I was saying, caves, structures, and even looks like buildings and shit. But the crazy part is, you know, it's not much. It's just dirt and then a little building. You know, it's not like a city. You know, they got fucking lights. No, it's just.
What the fuck? Yeah.
But what,
Say
man?
they did. Be like, oh yeah, civilization used to live here, and what the fuck ever. What the fuck would the people do about that?
About what?
About that information?
Um,
We just gonna be like, oh, you hear what they say, this and that.
yeah.
Post it on fucking social media for a little bit.
Mhm.
Forget about it. People,
Yeah.
man, nigga, we so motherfucking brainwashed. You ain't gonna do a motherfucking damn thing, nigga. I tell you, you a motherfucking slave right now. You ain't gonna do shit about it.
Yeah.
Fuck, nigga, don't even get me going there. But it all ties into that same shit.
What about battles in the sky or
We need to
what?
start taking control. We need to start taking control, nigga, of this motherfucking planet. Eh, A lot of people, wait to die to live their best life. They trying to get into heaven, but that's not what Jesus was trying to teach, nigga. He was trying to teach the people to bring heaven to earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop. Don't take your life for granted, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's what he was trying to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck we out here living, trying to get into heaven? Wait until we die. Life is beautiful, nigga.
Make heaven on earth, huh?
Bring heaven to earth, nigga. I ain't running from hell, nigga. You know what, nigga? I'm gonna take heaven to hell. You think I'm fucking finna run from motherfucking hell like everybody else?
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, I'm a soldier. We warriors around this bitch.
Hell yeah.
That you gotta fucking bring heaven to earth. But nah, nigga. But I'm not just gonna stop there, nigga. I'm gonna take heaven to hell, and I'm gonna take over that motherfucker.
Tell.
It's crazy as shit, man. It's crazy as shit, man. But you gotta take control, nigga. You gotta take control. For years and years, we were meant to be slaves, but the gods knew the power within us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, man. There's don't be a slave.
don't be a fucking slave, nigga.
Yeah.
Don't be a slave, my nigga.
But yeah, bro. But yeah, bro, this is some crazy shit right there, bro. I don't know, bro. What do you conclude with everything we just said? Because you're saying these battles connect with something else that you were saying, right? But you were saying you want to say that for another episode, huh?
Well, oh yeah,
But-
it could go into a whole nother episode.
But like, if you were to just make it small right now, what would you say about it?
Humans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it at that. Humans. These people were these beings were very intrigued with humans,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted power over that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Over humans?
and not just over humans, but resources here and territory. This shit, them battles have been going on for a very long time.
Uh huh.
You, when you look at the pyramids there in Egypt,
Hmm.
when you start digging into the sand, you'll find pieces of glass and shit like that, and it takes a very high temperature to turn glass into sand, and also there's a
To turn sand into glass, huh?
to turn sand into glass. It takes a high temperature, and also there's a stairway that looks like it's fucking melted.
Oh, I know what you're gonna get into. Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna get into. I know exactly what you're gonna get into. The battle that happened at that time. No,
Well,
that caused basically like if a laser shot the ground, huh?
the stairway is literally fucking melted.
No, I know which stairway you're talking about.
It,
And we're talking about granite.
granite stone.
How the fuck you melt granite? I don't know.
Oh shit, beats me, my nigga.
I don't know, but hey, that is a whole nother episode though.
These battles
Have been happening.
they've been
huh?
going on for a long damn time. I'm gonna just say that shit.
But what are they beefing over? What? Who? Someone
Land.
fucking someone's baby mama? Something's happening.
Land, territory, all that shit, all that shit.
But on Earth,
Hell yeah,
damn! Don't tell us they own us.
yes sir.
They own this dirt.
They created us out of this dirt,
Can't have nothing nowadays, huh?
and they still run the shit.
And they still run the
They
shit.
still run the shit, nigga. Fuck, nigga, he can't do not a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
And unless all of us come together, but that ain't gonna happen, bro.
No, absolutely not, bro.
Hell nah, that shit ain't gonna happen.
We're so divided.
We're divided,
But
motherfucker.
it was designed like that, to keep just so we don't go against
Well,
them.
nigga, we was designed to be slaves.
Yeah. Fuck.
We was designed to be slaves.
Working.
The Garden of Eden was like what? What do you think the Garden of Eden was?
Me and my a metaphor,
Okay.
or what do you mean?
Fuck. Nigga, the Garden of Eden. A lot of people have heard about it, but what the fuck was it actually?
Supposedly it was in
Just a fucking paradise built for us to thrive and all this shit. Nah, nigga, it was basically a fucking breeding ground for humans, for the first humans. Adam, which was Adamu, ain't no motherfucking man and one woman gonna create everybody that's here on this earth. Is you crazy? Hell nah. Hell
cousins
nah.
sleeping with cousins.
Yeah, you got it fucked up. What the fuck you talking about? Okay, so that's where everybody talking about the snake is evil, right? They talking about the snake, the serpent. The devil and all this bullshit. Nigga, the devil, let me take that. The serpent came to teach Adam and Eve knowledge, right? They didn't know they was naked.
I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but yeah.
They didn't even know they were naked. That's some simple ass knowledge.
Okay.
Right? And
Lesson 101, huh?
Lesson 101.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're naked.
So
Put some clothes on.
So
a leaf.
God got mad when they found out this information.
Okay.
Why did he get mad? Because he wanted people to remain as slaves.
Okay.
Remain as slave workers. The real God of the Garden of Eden wasn't Lil. and you'll find all this information through Sumerian tablets. So it's all backwards, my nigga. Really, the serpent in the Garden of Eden was good. He was trying to teach humanity, and 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 the God who was running Eden, he didn't like that. That's why he got mad. You know, he didn't want people to know. He didn't want people to have knowledge. He wanted them to remain as slaves. And so, what did he do? He called the serpent the devil, so people could run against his ass. That's all backwards. You gotta realize when they talk about, the devil was so smart. He's so motherfucking smart. People think that he wouldn't be leading humanity to their demise, teaching people backwards.
Man, I'm not too knowledgeable in that area.
Yeah.
But I hear you though.
Teaching people backwards. If you're smart, nigga, you're not gonna put the answers right out there. What you would do,
make them work for it,
is trick them. I mean, first of all, it's the way they got it written is fucking crazy, but like the fucking staff. The staff and the serpent, we still use that symbol.
It's for days in hospitals.
We use that to this day, but it was a symbol of knowledge and teaching and shit like that. And what did the serpent do to Eve and Adam and shit in the Garden of Eden? He was teaching people, but in Lil, he wanted people to remain as slaves.
Who's Lil?
And Lil was the God. He was in control of the Garden of Eden.
Oh, I didn't know that.
he wanted humans to be slaves. He didn't want people to know knowledge. That's why he got mad when Enki went to, which was the serpent in that story. He got mad when he went in. And taught humanity about this shit, So really, the evil one would be God in the story, and the serpent was really the good one. So,
I'm not too knowledgeable in that area, but I hear you though. The serpent was trying to teach.
The serpent was really the good one.
Adam and Eve,
and God would.
Man, I heard that Adam and Eve had another sibling, Seth. You ever hear about that?
Oh, they had multiple siblings.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not too knowledgeable in that area, but yeah, basically the serpent's trying to teach them knowledge, but they didn't want them to have that knowledge or to have knowledge at all because
look, think about it, nigga. Why would God get mad that you found out you were naked?
I don't know.
Why? Because he didn't want you to have this knowledge. Why are we calling this serpent evil when he brought knowledge to us?
I'm gonna look into that.
Right. He told us that we were naked. He brought knowledge to us. Why is he evil and God in the story of the Bible, he got mad that we found out this type of knowledge.
And didn't they eat from the tree of knowledge? Like Adam and Eve?
The serpent tricked Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. Basically, he gave Eve knowledge. He gave Eve knowledge. And
see, I remember it being a metaphor, but
what the fuck is an apple, my nigga? Like, come on, my nigga.
To eat an
What the
apple.
fuck you mean I'm gonna eat an apple and it done changed the whole fucking course of humanity? Like, what you
Damn.
mean by that? Like, what the fuck? I eat an apple every day.
Eve's the one that ate it, huh?
She offered it to Adam. And she tricked her nigga like, nah, dude.
But imagine, so the female's the one that ate it, the one that didn't
She
listen.
fell for the bullshit.
She fell for it, and then she was told not to eat it.
She cheated
Damn.
on her.
Oh my goodness.
She folded like a motherfucker.
Hopefully the apple was worth it.
Nah,
Nah, but hey, I'm gonna look into that. Like I said, I'm not too knowledgeable on it, but
but
it's interesting. I will say that.
but on some real shit, if you really look at the story, and you really
And you look at it with the open
try to
mind.
break
Huh?
it down and understand it, why are we getting mad at the serpent for giving us this type of knowledge, my nigga?
That we're naked.
Steady calling him the devil, bad nigga, this and all this bullshit. Blah,
So is
blah,
a serpent metaphorically the devil? Is that what it is?
No, he's God in reality.
No, but like in the Bible, like
That's
like are they trying to say that that's the devil telling them?
yeah,
Or?
because
Uh-huh.
we the nigga who was running us wanted us to remain slaves. So what would he call the serpent? The devil.
Oh,
He's
but
bad.
in
He
his
wanted-
benefit.
He was bad. Don't
Yeah.
believe this nigga. He's bad.
In his
Because
benefit,
if they started believing this serpent, then he would God would no longer have slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
If God was all good and all this shit, why did he get mad when the fucking serpent came to teach us knowledge?
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's some interesting
Hey,
shit.
think about that. If people don't think about that, nigga. Hell nah. People don't think about that shit.
Hell yeah. That shit, I know I didn't. I mean,
He ain't think about that bullshit, nigga. It's crazy as a motherfucker.
yeah, it's a whole story in itself, bro. That's crazy.
What? I don't know, nigga.
I'll look into it. Because I see what you're saying. The snake is trying to help Adam and Eve. But then someone is telling them,
It's
don't
bad. He got
receive
mad.
that.
He got mad, and
Yeah, so that...
nobody ever.
And then they're eating from the tree of knowledge.
We're taught to not question the word of God, but why are we calling the serpent evil and all this shit when he really gave us knowledge?
I gotta look into that.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta look into that, bro.
Why are we calling him evil? He gave us knowledge.
Mhm.
He told us that we were naked and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
and we're calling him evil, but he gave it's all twisted up, fam.
Okay.
It's all really twisted up.
Okay. But hell yeah.
Like you gotta search for the answers that nobody else will.
Shit, I know I'll search for that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, but yeah, we'll go ahead and cut the episode right there, man. But hey, I do want to let y'all know. So the next time we make an episode in 2 weeks, we're gonna be talking about a alien interrogation. A guy who snuck out a VHS tape of a alien being interviewed, or you could say interrogated. But yeah, we'll have that for the next episode.
We got some good ass shit.
Yeah, we'll have some good shit. But yeah,